Make sure the judges get a nice long look at you.
Amazing! Yes!
Quarter turn to face the back, ladies.
Oh my
So
goodness!
those of you at home watching or in the hotel somewhere in the building, the back pose is very important. We are looking for conditioning of the glutes and hamstrings. We're looking for that tightness there. The whole body, but this is where we really see the conditioning.
Hold it, Coach.
Quarter turn to the right. So in the bikini category, these ladies do not need to be shredded or ripped. They need to just be tight. So it's an athletic physique. So we don't need to see veins popping out, and abs popping out everywhere. As long as they look tight, they're marketable, and they present themselves with confidence, poise, sexiness, beauty, all that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh!
One last quarter turn to face the front.
Beautiful! Woo! Yeah!
Incredible.
Hold it, girls! Yes, Janae! Yes, Leen!
All right, Julie's saying, that's it, Angelina, get it.
Yes, R3! Oh, so
Judges,
good!
we feel good about this?
Yeah!
Got everything we need? Chris? All right, everything's good. Ladies, thank you so much. You may make your way off stage.
Go R3! Yeah.
I am so excited today because if you were unaware, I had two amazing coaches on my team who are not only R3 coaches, but they literally represented the R3 team in this past weekend's UFE Mayhem Fitness competition. These ladies are fierce, are fabulous, and by the way, are over 40. Okay. So I am so excited to have them on to share their journey, and we're going to talk about a hot topic, and I'll actually get them on first. We're going to talk about a hot topic today as well. So without further ado, please give a round of applause to my beautiful guests, Coach Janae and Coach Leen. Hi, girls.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. Okay, firstly, I want to say congratulations to you both. You know, I've had the privilege of coaching you guys throughout the whole process, and I had shared in a recent post that I went from like my tough love drill sergeant to like stage mom, so proud, like I lost my voice cheering for the both of you, because honestly, and of course I'm going to ask each of you to share your story, but literally holding your hand throughout the whole process, being aware of your struggles and your wins, just when you both were on that stage, I felt so much pride because, one, you guys did not let your age stop you. Mm-hmm. You fought hard. You displayed discipline, hard work, tenacity, consistency, everything that we teach at R3. And so I'm just so proud of you both and your accomplishments. And of course, y'all look hot. Just saying. But so what I would love for you guys to do, and I'll start with you, Coach Janae, is, you know, why did you decide to do a fitness competition, and a little bit about your journey and what you learned from doing it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Well, so why I decided, number one, I'm that type of person that strives in a goal kind of setting, right? So those types of challenges, those types of goal setting, that's what makes me thrive. That's what really gives me the oomph to go. And I knew that what I needed to kind of, you know, kickstart the rest of my fitness journey and really once and for all get off the roller coaster and have that focus and just streamline it to my goal. I needed that type of a goal. I needed that type of a competition, and that would help kind of sustain me through it, right? So that's number one reason why, because it's just about the goal, right? Like, set a goal in front of me and I will strive to it. And then number two, I've known about fitness competitions. I've had friends and other people in my life that were really involved in these types of competitions. So I was familiar with it, and I'd always wanted to do it. But way back when, at one point, I had actually, other than actually paying for my registration, I had committed to doing a competition. And I we were doing like our, 12 weeks, and then 12 weeks out, and this is our process. And like, I made it like 2 weeks in. 2 weeks, and I was just like, already had a box of Timbits.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, before you continue on with that story,
yeah,
I would love to know why this time it worked.
Okay, so yeah, why it worked this time is so a couple of things. So my why for having to do it had to be deep enough that it was going to prevent me from stopping and getting a box of Timbits, right? Like, truth be told, that's really what it was, right? Because the only person stopping me from completing the competition would be myself. There's nobody else around that would say like, oh no. I mean, like, I never got that negativity with anything that I did. Like, nobody told me I couldn't do it or I would never do it. Nothing. Everyone, in fact, was so supportive, right? Even then, yeah, for sure, you can do it. You'll totally do it. It was me that prevented me from doing it and finishing it. It was always me that got inside my head and messed it all up, right? And maybe I place blame on others or whatever the case, but at the end of the day, it was always me. So this time around, what I had to come to terms with was, if I want to do this, if I really want to do this and I want to see this through, like, let's be honest with yourself, Janae. You are going to have to make some decisions, and you are going to have to choose to do the competition more than choose to have the extra piece of cake. Mm. Right? Like, it's just a choice, right? And for me, it was the competition, like I said, was kind of like that kickstart into this process, right? And because this isn't just about one little competition, right? Yeah. And yes, I will do more competitions. I definitely want to do more. But it's also, I want this to be my lifestyle. I want to be an athlete. And that was my why. My why is, I feel like an athlete. I need to live my life as an athlete. So what does that look like? And I want to be able to maintain it and build those healthy habits and the healthy relationship with my food. And the first competition was really just the tip of the iceberg. That was what was going to help me build those right habits, and start building on my self-discipline, right? So,
and because you've been through our full mindset coaching program at R3.
Yeah.
Did that help in any way set you up to get to this point?
Absolutely. So there's a couple of things. So a couple of things that I really kind of relied on or focused on. And some of them was, like the questions, the three questions, right? So that was always top of mind to me. Will I be able to stop at one bite? And like that was always like my big thing, because, certain things, because one of the things that we teach, right, is it's about a lifestyle, right? And you should be able to kind of fit it all into your life, right? If you are out with friends and you need a glass of wine, or it's somebody's birthday and you're celebrating, and you should have that, that piece of cake, right? But for me, my problem was it didn't just stop at one. Right. So in this competition, I had to, really kind of hone in and focus on that and understand my mindset and really drive, because the why was number one, like first and foremost, if I didn't have that cemented, I probably would have derailed much, like really early on, right? And not even made it to the point of even, getting on stage, right? And then the work around, I think a little bit more about self-realization, because some of the process that we go through and discover, why we make the decisions that we do, why we've, maybe derailed in the past, what's prevented us before in the past, just where your head's at, that self-realization and being able to be comfortable with understanding yourself and where your vices are really, and honing in on that, right? So
what I'm hearing is that the self-realization, the discoveries through the Revolve Life Method mindset really started creating that awareness that you needed and set that firm foundation for you to be like, okay, Janae, this is like next level. This fitness competition is next level mindset.
yes.
So, and this is something like I'm hoping that our viewers and our listeners are understanding is that, at R3, we don't just, give you a meal plan and workouts. Like, that's not who we are. And if you were to, like you had experienced, jump into a competition without that mindset work, yeah, of course in 2 weeks you're going to down like a big box of Timbits, right?
Yeah.
So the whole, the foundation of, okay, like you said, an awareness around why am I leaning onto food for this, for that? Is there maybe an unhealthy relationship with food? Am I using food in the wrong way? Because as athletes, and this is what, I've coached you guys, is that as athletes, food is not a reward, rather it's fuel.
Yeah.
Because we have to have the energy to do the type of training that we do. And in order for us to do that, we can't abuse it with food that's going to keep us, tired or feel lazy or have itis, right?
Yeah.
Food that gives us energy. So I noticed a question here from Karen, and she wants to know, from your before picture to your comp picture, that was really a year's worth of work.
Yeah, a little bit more than a year. And I would say, like in all honesty, when I first started, and when I first started, it wasn't with I'm going to join a competition, right? Like, so I first started because I knew I needed the help with my mindset, because I was all in. I was all for the workouts. Yep, no problem. I knew that I had developed some bad, unhealthy habits with food that had to deal with my mindset, was all tied to my mindset. So I knew that was why I hadn't seen like all the great successes that I should be, because I was working out hard. I'd done HIIT training before in the past. I'd go crazy, work out every day for sure. But, I was still that before picture. Right. And that's because, I was working out like a beast, but the food wasn't tied in because I didn't have the right mindset. And I let myself self-sabotage and go crazy, right, all the time. And I remember I could be like hardcore on the diet Monday to Friday, no problem. But hey, I need a reward on Friday, and it's the weekend, it's Saturday, I need this, I need that. Or, you know what, today's just a lazy Sunday. I just want to veg out and watch Netflix all day and eat all the food in the house, right? Like, I don't know, right? So it's that mentality that would always set me back and kept me at that before place, right?
You were literally taking like 2 steps forward, 10 steps back.
Yes.
And that's why you kind of stayed where you were at.
Exactly. And it took me probably a good year of working the R3 program before I was even ready to entertain the idea of now starting into the next level.
100%.
Right? So that
I have to say, you also deserve a gold star, because with our mindset coaching, you were diligent, you showed up even when you were on vacation. Like, you have you don't understand. Like, she'd be in like Mexico, and she would come and attend the mindset Zoom call. That's how dedicated she was, and realized that in order to make transformational, long-lasting change, she had to work on the mindset.
Absolutely. And I'm still taking my food selfies, right? Because to me, where my head was at and what I wanted so much what I want for my life is that this is my lifestyle. This doesn't become like something that was really hard to do or really difficult or challenging, right? This is my life, and so wherever I am, it should be a natural part of my life, right? So if I'm on vacation and holiday, I should still be making the right decisions, right? Yes, I'm going to have a little treat here and there, for sure. 100%. But I remember like in the beginning, I didn't allow like any types of those treats because I felt like I'm not at that point yet where I've even cleaned myself up well enough to say like, okay, now I can use the 80-20 rule. No, I'm not there yet. Let's get it right first, and then I can start tweaking and right. Let's get to goal 1, and then I can start adjusting and using a maintainable type of schedule, right? Where you're using like the 80-20 rule. Wow. So yes, Mexico buffet like crazy, but I still made my choices dependent on what I knew was like palm portion control or macro control, right? Like something like that. I still followed that plan, and I still did my workouts. Like I would sketch in my book what my workout was going to be. I turned on a Tabata timer and I just did that for 30 minutes. That was it. Right. Or I could dial in and watch the videos, whatever I could do.
And you're speaking to that because there was, a very insightful message that I got from a member in Ladies Get Fit. And she had said, I'm really disappointed that you're not talking about, the maintenance part after, I've been following your fitness journey. You've done, your fitness competitions, and so have your coaches, but you're not sharing how this is even like maintainable, because let's face it, it's not. But what you're saying is it is.
It is.
Really, truly is. Like, obviously, we're not going to be as strict when we're not, in competition mode. But what you just said there was, I'm going to make good choices even when I'm on a holiday. I'm going to work out even when I'm on a holiday. If I'm committed to mindset coaching calls, I'm going to show up even on a holiday, right?
100%.
So Leen, I would love for you to share. Like this was and you had, a lot on your plate.
Oh yeah.
During this competition, and for some of the ladies in the Ladies Get Fit, their number one excuse is I don't have time. But through it all, you, like, out of all people that I know, you definitely did not have time. But here you are, you did the competition. I would love you to share as well. What was your why? What did you learn about yourself throughout the journey? And how are you going to maintain this lifestyle?
Okay. So, with me, with this journey, with this experience, I know I'm still going through a lot, but it's one thing that I said to myself, like, I got to do something for myself first. It has to be me first before I can share everything like with the family. So I prioritize myself first, and I have to divert like everything that's going on. I gotta focus into something. This is one of the main reasons why I joined this competition. Plus having the pandemic that we have, I'm like, I need something. I need something to focus on. And it's not about like getting to the stage. It's not about that. It's just like, I need something for myself. Mm-hmm. That's where it's all started. And my why, it's deep enough that this is what I want. I have a goal. I have to prove myself that I can do it. And same with other members. I've been like through a roller coaster, up and down. And it's a mindset. And I hear it every day pretty much. Like every session that we have, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. And it is. Like, same thing with Coach Janae. I can work out hardcore, but without a proper mindset, you're not going to be successful.
Yes.
So yeah, it starts from there. Um, and it's not about wearing that bikini on the stage. To me, like the bikini represents to me as being confident enough. It's not how I look outside. I'm not perfect, like not at all, way too far. I get tons of flaws, but the fact that from where I started to where I am now is a huge accomplishment for me.
100%.
And that's what I wore when I went to that stage. I don't care. I may not be as toned and as looking good as these other ladies there, but I am just comparing from where I start. Oh my God, I'm on the best look right now compared to 5-6 months ago.
And I just say as well, like, and I'm sure like Janae can vouch as well. When we saw you, 100%, what you emoted was pure confidence.
Yes.
And I love that you said it's not the bikini. I didn't wear a bikini on that stage. I wore confidence on the stage. And it's interesting because I mentioned that I had this insightful message from a Ladies Get Fit with R3 member, and she also said that she was really upset with a post that I had put up, which was of a statue of a toned, athletic-looking woman chipping away like excess body fat, and it looked like an image of an overweight person, and she was chipping it away, and she was really offended by that visual. And I reached out and I said, you know what, like, I'm sorry that you felt that way, but for us here at R3, we're not fat shaming in any way. We're not saying that what she was chipping away wasn't, beautiful. What we're saying is what you are inside, that confidence, are you running away from it? Right. Are you hiding from evolving into that best version of yourself because you're using things such as, food when you're stressed, when you're bored, when you're lonely, when you're sad, when you're depressed, when you're, happy even? Are you, making excuses like, I don't have the time? But like what you said, Leen, this was me time.
Yep.
This was like, because we're so, especially mothers, we're all moms here. We're so busy being busy, taking care of everybody else, that what happens is we end up on the bottom of our priority list.
Yeah.
And our health typically is the last thing that we even think about, because one, we're serving everybody else, everyone else is a priority, and by the end of the day, we're so exhausted. It's like, how can we serve others on an empty cup?
Right.
But we refuel when we are taking a look at where's our mindset at, when we work out to strengthen not just our body, but our heart muscle, the most important muscle. When we set out goals for ourselves, because like you both said, the biggest competition was not the other women on that stage. The biggest competition is you.
Yes.
That's the competition. And that goes for anyone that enrolls in the Revolve Life Method program. It's not a competition. It's really understanding what we call sin natures, those excuses that sound like procrastination, laziness, anxiety, stress, why we're so influenced by those voices. And like you both said, that's the most important part. That's the mindset part of actually not just losing the weight, but keeping it off for good.
Yeah.
It's the mindset. So I would love for you both, you had already shared, Leen, that bikini represents confidence. For me, when I did my first competition, I did it because I wanted to celebrate turning 40. Because I went through, I know this sounds really like silly, but I went through a pretty rough kind of, I don't want to call it depression. I don't want to take that word lightly because my husband has actually gone through a real depression. But I went through a period of sadness and anxiety when I turned 30. And I vowed, you know what? Life is too short. And I want to enjoy my life with an abundant amount of energy. I want to enjoy my life to be able to do whatever it is I want to do. I love snowboarding, right? I want to be able to snowboard. I want to be able to, run. I want to be able to do all these things pain-free without feeling exhausted, right? And so that bikini, to me, represents empowerment, represents strength. And I've shared in a previous episode of the Get Crystallized Show, I always had respect for those athletes on stage because I was well aware that that came from hard work, from dedication, from self-discipline, from consistency, and from, cherishing yourself and understanding that I'm worth the time. Because at the end of the day, I know from the outside, you guys, I've heard it, your children are now inspired by you. And you've inspired so many people that anything is possible, right? You guys are the definition of moving from impossible to I'm possible. Right? So I would love for you guys to hear, because one of the things that was also mentioned was, how are they going to maintain it? It's impossible to maintain it. How is this now your lifestyle? What principles are you taking away from this journey that you are going to now consistently do for the rest of your life? Go ahead.
Yes. So, and for me, going into it, it was with the understanding that I want this to be my normal, right? This will become my life, right? In terms of maybe not training 3 times a day and going crazy. I mean, it's a scaled down version, right? So my maintenance or my everyday normal will look similar to how it is now, because that's what I'm choosing. I'm choosing my health and my wellness because it doesn't just physically keep me fit and well, it also mentally keeps me fit and well too, right? People, when they talk about my attitude now versus even a year and a half ago, right? So let's say pre R3 time and post R3 time, right? I was always very positive, was very happy, right? They could say that about me always. But now, having gone through, even if it wasn't the competition, even before the competition in the early weeks when we just started, the difference was now you're radiant, now you're glowing. What is this energy coming off of you? And to me, that's what I want in my life for good. And I know that what is going to allow me to have that in my life for good is the program and the steps that I took, throughout the, all of my R3 time, not just the competition time. So the focus on my mindset, how I'm managing my nutrition and understanding it's fuel for my body. And you know what, honestly, there's still work that I need to do with my food relationship. And maybe for me, it's never going to end. I will always need to be aware of that. And I will always need to just focus on that. And I'm okay with that because I can continue to learn every single day what my triggers are, what I need to back away from, what I can say no to, stuff like that. I'm okay with that. That's my norm, right?
Yeah.
And then my fitness component too, right? So all of those things are part of my normal life now, not just to physically keep me well, but to mentally keep me well. Right? Yeah. I have that radiance and that glow and that abundance of positivity. If it's work related, stuff that I'm dealing with at work, I can manage through some of those stresses a little bit better.
100%.
I can just everyday things are so much easier, right? And I want that to be my life. I don't want that to end when the competition ends.
Yeah.
So I'm going to maintain that attitude and that type of focus on those 3 pillars from here on out. That's just it. That's what I'm maintaining is those 3 pillars all the way through. And I know I will have a good body to match that.
100%. And I just want to say, people like those that are listening, you have to understand that because, my team, my coaches, because the underlying foundation is the mindset, this is why they are able to make this a lifestyle. Whereas there are fitness competitors who have a huge weight loss roller coaster and experience that, where they're like ripped to shreds on the stage, and like a month later they've blown up and they put on all this weight. And that is a reflection of the fact that they have zero mindset work or awareness. They have an unhealthy relationship with food. And it's very much like, oh, I'm only going to be serious when I'm competing, when I'm only going to hustle right before a show. And
they're miserable. They're miserable because they're complain about like, oh, I have to plain chicken and broccoli and da. You hear them complain nonstop throughout the entire process. I complain not once. I have
to give you kudos because, and I know Leen will vouch, your protein buns.
Yeah.
Protein bun life. Okay. Like the protein buns have made like cutting for a show so delicious. Honestly, like and as we learn and as we grow, even as a team, and we're sharing this knowledge with our members at R3, that eating healthy doesn't have to mean eating bland.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean eating boring things. Like your Foodie Friday, and I've tasted it, if not all of it, is delicious.
Right?
And super healthy.
Yes.
This is how we're going to maintain it, because we don't just live on plain boiled chicken and broccoli.
Right.
We actually still enjoy getting ready to hit the stage. In the same way, we're going to enjoy after we've done.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
What about you, Leen? How is this like your like new normal? Like, how is this now your lifestyle?
Right. So, reality is we cannot do the contest diet, like the super hardcore workout, like all year round, right? But with my experience, like it's clear on my brain that what I want to do. Like I am very much aware of what I can and what I can't. And the whole process, I'm going to apply it from now on. I'm not going to deprive myself from, once in a while here and there, but knowing where and when to bounce back.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And just like Coach Janae said, like that question, that can you stop on the first bite? Like, that I have that. And if I know I can't, like, there's no way, I'm not even going to bother. Like, and I always find other choices too, like something sweet, and I would rather have like a palm of blueberries. I always have it does help that you got something ready around you. So having a good choices of food, like and working out, it's going to be a regular thing. Maybe not as much, but man, it's going to be part of my life.
Yeah.
It's and I want to also relay this lifestyle with our R3 members. It's like we help them create an awareness around, I'm having a sweet tooth, I'm going to choose this instead. And I'm going to eat it guilt-free, and it still satisfies that sweet tooth. And some of our members who never worked out a day in their life now cannot go a day without working out.
Yeah.
Because they love it. They see the benefits. They feel a sense of accomplishment. They have so much more energy. They sleep better. And so, just because the competition ends doesn't mean that it's the end of everything.
Oh, yeah. No.
Exactly.
No, not at all. Nope.
So, the whole title of this of episode I called The Pain of Regret or Pain of Self-Discipline. Because it's interesting that people think that being self-disciplined is either too hard, it's boring, like it's not like, they want kind of like to have their cake and eat it too kind of thing. But the thing is, reality is all successful people, whether it be in business, health, relationships, they are all self-disciplined.
Yeah.
And I've said this before and I'll say it again. self-discipline is self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Because really what self-discipline is you're giving yourself time.
Right.
You're giving yourself time because, and it's wonderful to give to others. Absolutely. But the crazy thing is when you're self-disciplined and when you give yourself self-love, because you now are radiant, have an abundant amount of energy, are more positive, everybody else benefits.
Yeah.
Yep. Your kids, your spouse, your friends, your employees, your coworkers, everybody else benefits when you are healthy and happy and fit and full of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's everyone else that benefits.
Yeah.
When you are disciplined.
Yeah.
And you're genuinely happy.
Yes.
Because there's one thing to be like, and I've spoken to many women where they'll have a wall up at front, but really at the end of the day, when they look in the mirror, the image that they see in the mirror doesn't reflect the image they see in their head.
Mm-hmm.
So although they're all smiles on the outside, they're actually really unhappy on the inside.
Yeah.
And your body is a reflection of your standards.
Mm-hmm.
And what we teach at R3 is that we have a higher level of standard for ourselves.
Yes.
Because we realize we deserve it, we're worth the time, we're worth the money, the investment, the energy, because at the end of the day, it's our loved ones who benefit.
True. Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, no pain, no gain, and I teach this during the workshop where when you have a certain identity, okay, you have your current identity, and the identity, so let's take, for example, you two in your before picture, that was your identity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the identity that you have now, which is your after picture, okay, that in between, that looks like developing new habits, new rituals,
yes,
putting an awareness around those sin natures or excuses that are holding you back. And when you're developing new habits, at first it's very unbearable.
It is. Yes.
And then it slowly becomes uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But now, look at the both of you. You are both unstoppable.
yes,
Yep.
And that's the journey that people have to understand. That's what self-discipline is.
yeah,
That it's super unbearable and then uncomfortable, but it's worth it at the end because now you're unstoppable.
yeah,
And you both are a reflection of that. I asked you, and we'll wrap up here, I asked you guys when you got off the stage and competition was done, I said, share one thing that is your aha, your breakthrough, or that you're coming away with from doing this whole process. I would love for you guys to share what you shared with me when you guys were totally done the show. Janae.
I can't remember what it was actually, but I think it was more about the unstoppable, right? Like what's the word I'm looking for? Like I can do anything. Like I felt so empowered. Like I've done this. I can do anything because
that's what you said, babe. That is exactly what you said. Like, if I can do this, I can do anything. You said that.
Yes.
I am going to spoon feed you. I'm like, but that is what you said.
Yeah, okay, good. And legit, that is exactly how I felt, right? Which was just like, yes, sign me up for the next one because I can do it. And yeah, and I know, like with anything else in my life, like it's that same attitude, right? Like I'm walking around proud, and that's what the bikini meant to me too, right? When I walked on stage, it was that, and like there's a certain walk, and when you hit your poses, you want to relay this information, right? And that whole attitude was like, I deserve to be here. I worked hard to be here, and I can do anything. I can do this, right? And that's what I
am too, because we're all over 40. We've all had children. Okay, from the screen, you guys, you may see like us looking good, but up close and personal, all 3 of us have stretch marks.
Yes.
And every single woman on that stage, they looked super toned and lean. You go up to their bellies, there's stretch marks galore.
Yes.
Right? But we all, and all the ladies with you, rocked their stretch marks.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right? So it's even more than that. It's being confident in a bikini, irregardless of the stretch marks.
Yeah.
Irregardless.
Yeah.
We all stepped on that stage with pride because we earned it and we worked hard.
Yes. Yes.
And we all deserve to be there. Even wasn't there a mom who just literally had a baby 7 months ago?
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Beginning of the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Right? And she was up there and she was rocking it, right? But that's because that's her lifestyle, right? Like her lifestyle is being in that mentality and that moment of like health is important to her, fitness is important to her, the right food relationships important to her. And it wasn't just like let me balloon up after the competition and just because I had a baby or right like
yes.
and then let me come like hardcore diet. It's because she was able to maintain that and that's part of her life.
Yes.
And that's why she's also not miserable during the process. She was all smiles and happy and feeling really good to be there, and that's why, because that's her life.
And you know what? There was also a woman too whom in fitness competition standards may not have been as toned, right? But like you had shared, Leen, but the thing is, she lost a whole bunch of weight. Like, even though she wasn't as small as all the other ladies, she still rocked her bikini, and was super proud of herself because, you know what, she also did the work and she was also consistent. And even though she didn't fit the typical fitness competition body type, she walked out there with confidence as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's beginning, right? Like everyone's beginning somewhere. Everyone has to begin somewhere. And maybe there are people that, like it wasn't part of their life always, right? And that's accepting of it, right? Like and I think that's what a lot of that competition represents for a lot of people is, the challenge with yourself and, starting someplace, right? Like, and everybody needs to start someplace, regardless if you were, part of, the fitness world, way from the beginning and you've never had to experience, being overweight or underweight or having unhealthy relationship with food, like all of that stuff. Or if you're on the other side of the extreme and you need all the help you can, right? And you need that focus on that mindset. Everyone starts someplace.
At R3, we work hard and we play hard.
Yeah.
Why? Because we train hard.
Yes.
That's right. So
our definition of play is still a healthy version of play, right? Play
100%. It's not like, free for all. Like,
no. So that's part of the mindset part as well, right? Is understanding what is really that play, right? What is our reward, right?
It's not, it's the weekend, I'll just start on Monday.
Yeah, no.
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 So, Leen, what was your big aha? Do you remember what you shared when you came off that stage?
Yeah, I remember you were asking, and I'm like, I totally forgot about like me being on the stage, how I look. That I'm glad. I did it. It's done. But the realization is after when I see the messages or like a text message from my daughter, how proud she is. Like she was like telling me, Mom, how your legs look like, your back look like, and hearing it hits me like when I hear tons and comments and knowing that my whole family and all my friends, and it's like over the world, like it's amazing. Like
even in the Philippines, they were watching you.
Yeah, and then they were watching, and it's the fact that really I did that change, because a lot of them were like surprised in a good way, but amazed that, I made it. Like, it happened. And this is where it is possible. It is possible, because that's where a lot of the comments are, like, in a good way though. They commented that. But and a lot that I hear from my friends who want to do it because they witnessed, they've seen me and I was able to do it, so I guess they can do it.
Yes. Which, by the way, R3 team, I am scouting. Just saying, I'm scouting now. I'm building my 2021 team.
Yeah.
And I want to also say that I'm so proud of my team, because for the most part, like, all of my ladies, and I think this is going to be my niche, is that we're all over 40.
Yeah.
We are.
We all did it from home.
We all did it from home.
Yeah.
And we did not allow our age, our stretch marks, our, busy schedules, our, our own personal struggles get in the way.
Yeah.
Because of what we teach at R3, which is, what is your why? Is it deep enough? You did the mindset work. What are my self-sabotagers?
Yeah.
Can I continue to this lifestyle long after the show is done? And working out is now a part of who I am and what I do. It's as common as drinking water.
Right. Yeah.
So, I honestly am so, so proud of you two. For those ladies out there, I did a poll, and in that picture, when it was that athlete toned woman chipping away that version of her, I had asked, I said, do you feel that it's not possible to get into a bikini? Like, is it too far-fetched? And the reason I asked that was because I wanted to shed a light on and create an awareness around where our ladies' heads are at. And I hope, and I'm not saying, because doing a fitness competition, that's next level.
Yeah.
But the principles are the same. That it starts with the mindset, that the nutrition it's all about mindful eating. That's it. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. And that working out is a way to honor yourself. It's not a waste of time. It's because it's worth your time, because you're worth it.
Yeah.
Working out is not a chore. It's a privilege.
Right.
It allows us to live and do the other things that we want to do without pain, with ease, with, joy, without feeling like people are looking at me. You're free. You're free. And that's what that's what living the R3 life is. It's freedom. Right?
Yeah.
And so, I hope that all my ladies understand that, the bikini body, it's not about that. The bikini represents strength, empowerment, endurance, consistency, hard work, confidence, and saying, I am worth it.
Right. Absolutely.
And these two, honestly, you have inspired so many. I am so proud that you are on the R3 team and our R3 coaches. And this is what you get, guys. At R3, our coaches have gone through and lived out our program. They live the R3 life. They understand the importance and live that mindset component on a day-to-day basis. And this is why how we teach a healthy lifestyle. We don't believe in quick fixes. No. Because quick fixes, diets, and etc., those are just putting a Band-Aid on top of your goal, right? And people wonder, I've tried all the things, but nothing has worked. And the reason why it hasn't worked is because you didn't focus on where your mindset is. And when you do that, and when you reveal all of those sin natures, all of those ants, those automatic negative voices that have been influencing you all those years, when you put a light onto that darkness, then you are going to feel empowered. And you're going to you're going to understand that they no longer control you.
Yeah.
And you start understanding that taking care of your body is not a chore, but a privilege.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else in your life benefits when you are healthy, happy, and fit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what these two ladies represent. So thank you so much for being a part of this special episode of the Get Crystallized Show. And just like crystals, just like diamonds are at first like coal put under pressure.
Yeah.
But then they become these beautiful, radiant, strong diamonds. And I am just so honored that you are on my team and that you are coaches representing the R3 Life. And these are the ladies with my team of coaches who are literally going to help you every step of the way in the Revolve Life Method.
Mm-hmm.
You have coaches who are living the R3 life. They walk the talk, and they're here for you because guess what? They've been in your shoes not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right.
So thank you all for making the time. And for those of you who watch the replay, please type in #replay so that and comment and whatever it is. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and share it in the chat box. I know my girls will go back and if you had any questions for them specifically, or if you have any comments, they'll go definitely and respond to you because we value you and we're here as coaches to inspire you. Mm-hmm. And to help elevate you and evolve you into the strongest, healthiest version of you. So thank you, girls, once again. I love you guys so much. And for the rest of you, have a wonderful day. You guys are